Hi. I'm just sitting here this morning thinking about how God sent his only son, Jesus, to earth, fully divine and yet fully human. And how Jesus embraced his humanity. He had to deal with a human body and the limitations that he had in it. And he felt every human emotion. Jesus, as a boy, he needed a mother and a father. He needed food and water and shelter. And as he grew in stature, it says that Jesus grew in wisdom and in grace. And man, Jesus loved his 12 disciples deeply. And can I just say that it had to be Judas who would betray him? It could not be a Pharisee far off. It could not be a stranger. No, it had to be Judas. It had to be one of the disciples whom he deeply loved. For how else could Jesus relate to us who have been betrayed and misunderstood and experienced that type of grief? No, it had to be Judas. And because it was Judas, Jesus understands our pain and we understand his. And it's in recognizing the humanity of Jesus and embracing our own humanity that draws us closer to God and opens the door for healing. He understands our grief and he can sit alongside with us in it. He laughs with us. He cries with us. Jesus deeply loves you and me. And it baffles me when I think about when Judas came to identify Jesus to the Roman soldiers, it was through a kiss on the cheek. And after Judas did that, Jesus looked at Judas and said, "Beloved friend, is this why you have come?" Jesus loved Judas. You and I, we have been betrayed. We have been disappointed. We have felt utterly alone, and so has Jesus. We have such a good shepherd. Last week, we have been unpacking the names of God, and I opened up and talked about the revelation of Jehovah Rohi. The Lord is our shepherd on the Be Still, Be Free podcast. And if you haven't listened to our series on the names of God, I want to invite you to do so, as the thoughts I'm sharing with you this morning have come out of the teachings, and specifically as we've been looking at Jehovah Rohi, the Lord is my shepherd. I'll put a link in the comments below. But today I just want to sit with you for a moment and be truly grateful for the Good Shepherd. How great is our God that he sent Jesus to earth, fully divine and yet fully human. And so no matter what you have been through or are going through right now, I want you to know that you can sit with Jesus in his pain and he can sit with you in yours. And he was a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. And so let and allow the Good Shepherd to come and care for you. We talk about on the podcast how a shepherd, when he cares for his sheep, he puts oil on their wounds. Yes, for medication and medicinal purposes, but also to soothe the pain. How the shepherd knows when a pasture is turning brown and he needs to move them to a greener pasture. And we as sheep, we get so familiar and comfortable. We want to stay right where we are, but maybe God has a new place, a new pasture. He's a good shepherd and he sees, no, I want to take you here. I have provisions here. And did you know that sheep are afraid of running water? You know, I have a creek behind me and I'm hearing the water run, and the sheep would have run from that. And yet the shepherd knows it is the moving water that will satisfy their thirst. It is the stagnant water that will harm them. And so it is the shepherd's voice that they trust, that he soothes them to the water that truly satisfies their soul. And so whatever you're in need of today, I pray that you will allow the Good Shepherd to come and lead you and care for you. He truly is a good shepherd. Thanks for joining me today. I hope to see you soon on the Be Still, Be Free podcast with Monica and Sarah. And for today, again, I'm thankful for the Good Shepherd.